Funny story about that duplex right there. I had a chance to buy it for $18,000. It was nowhere in as good a shape as it is now. And unfortunately, my mind was in a little bit different places about 5 years ago. Of course, my finances were as well. So I want to share with you exactly what happened and why I lost this deal. Morning, everybody. Running late today. Don't know why. I woke up at 12:40. I was up for about 20 minutes, went back to bed. Normally I get up at 2:40, and for some reason I did not set the alarm, or I turned it off or something. I don't know. But I know that next time I open my eyes, looked around the room, said it's a little bit too light. I got to be late. Sure enough, 5:40. So there you go. Have you ever done some type of crazy stuff and really looked back on it and say, man, I really regret doing that? Why did I do that? Why did it mean so much to me? And, you know, as a small child, I did running a big wheel over a homemade ramp. 9 times out of 10, it ended disastrously with bumps, bruises, Band-Aids coming out. However, still had a good time and did not stop for the first wreck. Have multiple wrecks underneath my belt, I assure you of that. So, then the situation is, later on in life, we do more stupid stuff. You know, sometimes you end up with a federal indictment. I say all of this. Yesterday, I was in a neighborhood, and there is a duplex. And I really regret this piece of property. And the reason that I regret it is it comes back to haunt me in a number of different ways, okay? And the thing is that this deal was probably 4 to 5 years ago. And I came across this property just driving down the road because I own a house over there, 4 blocks away, all right? And we do have some hustle in the mug. I saw that it was vacant, looked to be in bad shape. So I contacted the owner. Finally got to a place where I could go and look at it, went and checked it out, and has a tremendous amount of potential. But it's going to cost a lot of money to get it to that point as well, okay? 2 bedroom, 1 bath each side. Lot that's wrong. Full rehab, okay? Did not have central heat and air. Looks like it's going to need new plumbing, piping throughout the place, a new roof, paint, sheetrock, appliances, kitchen cabinets, you know, full thing. We're probably looking at $30,000 to $45,000 each side, depending on how extravagant you get with it. So you're looking at $70,000, you know, just in work and everything like that. So I get into talking with the person about the piece of property, okay? And we're moving along with it. And then all of a sudden we get to a point where we hit a stale. The deal goes dead. And the reason for that is that there's some type of deal that this thing is tied up in court with. And it had to do with that the person I'm talking with is a successful sibling of the person that owned this piece of property. And supposedly the dad that was last living there had a lot of interest and was very successful and kind of like a playboy. Guy lived a lot, partied a lot, spent a lot of money, a lot of women. And so somehow one of these women is tied in with this property some way, somehow, but not on the deed. Not sure how all this works, okay? And so the property is ending up with a lawyer, and they have to get the deed clear so that they can proceed forward with doing something with this piece of property, because it's quickly going downhill. Nobody in the family wants it, and nobody wants to put any money into it. Okay, so now you got a choice. You either let it rot and go down to the ground, or you got to liquidate it. You know, That's really what happens with properties. If you ever see one of those time-lapse cameras where, they have a camera on a building for 20, 30 years, it's absolutely incredible that, you can build something out of Mother Earth, and if you leave it alone long enough, Mother Earth will take it back. The vines will start growing up the side, it'll get up and everything, then eventually the roof is going to cave in because the vines are bringing moisture. It rots the roof and everything, and so everything caves in. So, needless to say, we get to a point where I was going to put, I forget, like $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 down, and the purchase price was going to be like 20 grand, and they were going to owner finance the rest of it. And I dug my heels in at about a $2,000 difference. Now, let me explain something to you. We all have a set of numbers that we need to go by to make sure everything works, okay? Numbers are extremely important. That's what breaks you on a deal, okay? The thing, though, to take into consideration is how valuable is it that you're not having to come out of your pocket on something, okay? And for your time, that when you buy investment property with a bank or a lender, you're going to have a lot of hoops that you jump through. Like if I go and get something refinanced right now, they want to see all my bank statements, see past tax returns, they want to see this, they want to see that. It's a lengthy process. Somebody owner finance something, it's like 10 minutes. You walk into it and boom, it's done. So the thing about it is with this deal, it finally got down to that point, and I just said, I can't go that much more and everything like that. And I wish that I had. That property, you see of it and everything, it's all done up and everything like that. It's probably worth about $180,000, $200,000 now. And I'm in a much better position financially. Back then, money was extremely scarce. And, when you buy crappy properties like I do, and you're having to constantly put money into them to get to a point where you no longer are constantly putting money, that takes money. And if you don't have deep pockets to do that with, then it's a constant ebb and flow in the sense that rent comes in and money goes out. Rent comes in, money goes out, and you're just not able to do it all at one time. And so like my thing has been, they talk about the BRRRR strategy, okay? Well, my thing for the most part has been is that I kept acquiring properties, and we do construction for other people as well. And then we work some on my properties, build some capital up, work on my properties, spend that money, and then we go back to work for other people. So we've kept doing this on a number of houses. Well, I finally bought a house one time for, I think it was $48,000. I had to put $10,000 into it, and it appraised, and I got, I think 75 or 80% loan to value on it. So I walked away with a check for about $80,000, okay? So we put that money into the company, and then we've been kind of refinance, rinse, repeat, doing that thing. And then I'm also working for other people. Well, when you do that, though, the thing about it is unless you get some really stellar home run deals where, you're all in for 50 grand and it appraises for 200,000, eventually the amount of money that you can get back out of each property gets smaller, and then boom, you're at this point. Well, hopefully you haven't been spending the money that's been coming in from rent. And I say all of this to you for this. Don't let $1,000 or $2,000 wig you out from doing a deal, okay? The thing about it is that you can make it up on the back end, or the property can sit for a little while and then you can go ahead and put it into effect then. I have been one of those that, you can be one or two things. You can be right or you can be rich, but you don't get to be both at the same time. So pick your battle wisely. Is it really worth losing the deal over? It's Rental Robert with the Hustle Nation. Have a wonderful day.